Will the biggest driver for stock price moves over the next couple of weeks be earnings or be something else? It's a good question. Let's answer it. Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan. Max Wolff of Manhattan Venture Partners and Ari Wald of Oppenheimer. Your guest today, Max. Is it earnings or is it the Fed? Is it Europe? Is it something else entirely?
So barring a sort of deep out of the money kind of shock option here, like a black swan scenario, we think it's going to be earnings. We think it's going to be a story of divergence, serious divergence, and we think we're going to see some big earnings misses. The last few years, there's been mostly revenue misses when we had misses, and mostly it had been pretty good news. This time we see it's really a tale of divergence with some serious earnings misses on the horizon.
Yeah, you know, we can't really predict black swans, Max. I mean, it sort of goes against the idea of a black swan, completely sort of whatever. But is there anything out there that you do see as maybe a long tail risk? Maybe something that's, the odds are tiny, but we do need to have it on the radar.
Yeah, so two short tail risks, which would be a terrorist attack, and the other one that's just, again, not so shocking probably to a lot of people is this market someday will have to factor the presidential election cycle. News there is not good, and eventually that day comes, and probably not too far in the future.
Okay, there you go. All right, so Ari Wald, we look at the markets. Max says earnings, surprise, actually matter again. Do you agree?
Well, I'll pick B, something else, and just looking at potential, how about a tailwind here, I think it's the tech sector is really standing out to maybe lift the market as a whole with it. Specifically, the technology spider, ticker XLK. Now consider this, of course, most stocks well below resistance have been trending lower for some time. I think the average stock is about 17% away from its 52-week high. The XLK, though, now this is represents 18% of the S&P by market cap, hit a new all-time, new cycle high recently. And I think if XLK can break out to new highs here, I think that could take the market with it. The relative strength is very strong here, breaking out versus the S&P 500. I think that's going to be your outperformer. That's what you want to own, and that's what I'm watching to maybe lift all boats with it.
Okay, we got a good chart there. We know what we're watching here. We're watching earnings as well, and of course the 4 times a year earnings season is nearly upon us. Hopefully it'll bring some sunshine with it as well. Max and Ari, do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm Brian Sullivan, folks. Thank you for tuning in to Trading Nation. Until next time, have a great one.